jump, you better have my green blunts. I'm smoking sticky stuff, you know I'm about to roll it up. Ay, sticky, icky, with a bad Mickey. I'ma fuck on that bitch and she gon' leave me with some icky. Say, bad bitch all on me cause I feel so ditty.
What up, guys? Lars here, and today I'm gonna teaching y'all on how to do a wheelie. Alrighty guys, so this video has been very requested. Before I get into how to do a wheelie, this is how I do a wheelie. Lars freaking Tepaske, aka MotoBroo. This is how I do a wheelie. And this, I'm gonna give you guys the tips and tricks to learning wheelies, and then you'll be on your way to do cool ass wheelies like that. So yeah, let's get started. So guys, you just got like your pit bike, or you've had your pit bike for a little while, and you're like, damn, I want to start doing some wheelies, and you're just like, I don't even know how to get started. Like, I'm way too scared to freaking just pull one up, you know? So I suggest you find a grass field. It doesn't have to be big. As you can tell, this one's pretty small. It's best to put in like first gear or so. And this is what I like to do. I like to keep one foot off and I just give it a little rev and pull back. And yeah, so your foot's gonna be hanging off. You want to use your left foot. If you can, use your left foot, because your right foot's your braking foot. I just like suck at taking my left foot off, so I take my right foot off, which isn't good because that's your braking foot, but you know, you just gotta do what you gotta do. But so yeah, you just pull up, your foot's off, and then as you can see, you just try to figure out your balance point. See, like on my bike, it's right here. See, if I go too far, how it starts to loop out. So you really want to find your balance point. I also like doing like, when I first started, I would just go all the way back just to see like how it felt, like to loop out. So I'd go like this, give it a little too much gas, and I could just jump off the back. But it gives you that feeling of like, you start to figure out where like you're going too far back. It's really all about the balance point. So doing that, you'll figure out your balance point and how far back you can go and how, you know, how far up you can keep it. So once you take your foot off, you can always keep your feet on. It's gonna be a little hard in the grass to do it that slow, but you know, it is safe. If your bike falls or whatever, it's on grass, so it's not gonna hurt it as much, which is awesome. For how I do wheelies personally, I do not use my clutch at all. I like to wheelie in second or third gear. I can wheelie in first gear, but not really that long. But how I do it, I put it in the gear. I'm just riding pretty much, and I sort of push forward a little with my weight, and then I sort of like spring back and give it a little gas. So it's sort of like go my momentum forward and then back, and I give it a little gas like that, and it'll pop it right up. I've seen in the comments, a lot of you guys were wondering like, how do I pop it up, if I use a clutch or not. I do not use a clutch. I sort of just pump and give it gas, and as you can see, it'll pop the wheel right up. So yeah, that's like my starter tips, like for getting the balance and stuff, or just like figuring it out if you're scared to do it on the concrete. But once you've like done that, you could also do no feet in the grass like that. Like watch, I just put both my feet off, and it's really easy to jump off like this, and you just figure out like, this is how I learned how to balance, that's how I learned how to get the balance all right and shit. So I'm guessing a lot of you guys are probably on like a 125cc pit bike if you're watching this video. So your bike's probably going to be very similar to mine. You can always just throw it in second gear and then pull it up. You know? You can just practice little by little. But damn, this is a clean freaking car on some Volsons, bro. So you can just pop it up, bring it back down. That's also a way to, you know, start to learn on how to do the wheelie. Just hit a little bumps. Just make sure you have control over your throttle. That is very important, because sometimes you get scared on a wheelie and you might give it a little too much throttle and you will loop out very quickly. So it's just practice. Practice makes perfect, you know. Miata Nation, bruh. They're everywhere. So this is third gear right now, guys. That was a third gear wheelie. But alright, so let me give you guys some tips like on just the balancing of the wheelie once you're in it. When you're in the wheelie, you're mainly going to be using your whole body and like your wrist. Your wrist is going to be keeping it up. you're keeping the front wheel up, and your knees and your body are going to keep the wheelie like in like a sort of like a straight motion. So the throttle's going to keep it up like this, and your weight, of course, you're going to be balancing it a little bit, but I think it's more of a throttle. For me, at least how I do mine, I more throttle it on keeping it up. But for like how I balance it, like from going too far to the left or right, I just use my knees. Like, watch this. So just pay attention to my knees. Hopefully I'll like... Alright, so as you saw in that one, I pulled up and I started leaning my body too far to the left. So then your knees are going to want to go to the right. So if you're like if you're pulling up funky and you're too far, your knees are going to counterbalance it. Just pay attention to the knees. Yeah, when you're doing wheelies, it's really in the knees on the, like balancing it from left to right. Another trick for doing wheelies is if you're on a little incline, for me, it makes it at least like 5 times easier to do a wheelie, like when it's like going up an incline. I'm not sure if that's just for me, but yes, that helps me out tremendously. We're gonna pull some wheelies in the grass, and let's just see how they turn out. Woo! You see that one? You gotta know how to loop it out. Alright, you guys, so step by step real quick. As you guys can see, I'm in 3rd gear. I'm going to sort of push my way forward, and then I'm going to spring it backwards while giving it gas to get that pop. And then once I get it near that level of where I'm balanced, you just keep balancing it. Just like that. If you're wondering what these are, like knee wheelies, I suck at knee wheelies or one-kneed wheelies. I don't know what the hell they even call these. Like, I have no idea. I can't wheelie worth crap like this. And guys, remember, wheelies take a lot of practice. If you guys haven't seen my earlier videos, you can see I literally sucked at wheelies. Like, I was probably the worst wheelier in the world. And now I got them. Like, I just practicing. I would just like come home from work, do a few wheelies, just like keep doing wheelies, and eventually you're gonna freaking get them. You're gonna get the balance point, and you're just gonna be like, whoa, these are so fun. One thing I cannot suggest enough, when you're doing wheelies, it is best to have a dialed bike to do wheelies. If your back is loose, like your bearings are blown out a little and your back is wobbling, it's gonna be really hard to do wheelies. Just make sure the back end's real tight and the bearings are all good. Oh shit. You see, guys? That was a nice barrel right there. Get up right now. So yeah, 1st gear wheelies, can't really get them that far. 2nd gear, as you guys can see, 2nd gear can get you a little bit farther, and 3rd gear is just where you can just keep on going. Another tip for wheelies is make sure your chain isn't too loose or too tight. I would rather have it tighter than looser, just because when it's loose, it'll create slack. And while you're doing your wheelie, like your throttle will create slack in the chain, and it'll sort of like it'll create a lot of tension and then just yank you. So like it'll be loose, and then you give it gas and it'll just like yank your back wheel up, and it sort of like kicks you up, and it's really weird on doing wheelies like that. Alrighty guys, I hope this video taught you how to do a wheelie or gave you some pointers on how to do your wheelie. Like I was saying, this is just how I do wheelies. Everyone does wheelies different in the aspect. I mean, it's going to be a wheelie, but everyone has their own little tips and tricks on how to do it. These were mine. So if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button. If you guys want to see more, subscribe. Hit that little red button at the end of the video, and I'll see you guys next time with some more videos. Alrighty, peace. The floor sometimes likes to fall through a little, but like it's no big deal because we got a water purifier. You guys need some water filters? Hit me up, bro. We got them.